Apple TV at first glance looks like a simple device, a tiny black box with a glowing Apple logo. But the reality is far more surprising because this little piece of hardware has the ability to reshape the way you experience entertainment, fitness, gaming, and even family moments at home. And what makes it fascinating is not just what it does, but how effortlessly it does it. Imagine walking into your living room after a long, exhausting day, dropping onto the couch, picking up the sleek remote, and within seconds, the entire world of cinema, live sports, streaming shows, personal music, immersive games, and even guided workouts is laid out in front of you without clutter. Without endless menus, without tangled cables or frustrating logins, just a smooth and fluid interface that feels like it has been built to anticipate your thoughts. A system that vanishes into the background and allows you to focus on what matters most: true experience, your relaxation, your connection to what you love. And that's the magic Apple has been perfecting for years, creating technology that feels less like technology and more like a natural extension of your lifestyle. And while at its core, Apple TV is indeed a streaming device, to describe it that way is almost an insult, because it is actually a gateway to an entire ecosystem that Apple has carefully crafted across iPhones, iPads, Macs, AirPods, Apple Watches, and beyond. And the beauty of this connection is in its invisibility. You pause a movie on your iPhone during a commute, arrive home, switch on Apple TV, and instantly the film resumes on the big screen right where you left it. Or maybe you're watching a late-night game while your family sleeps, and with one simple action your AirPods connect without any manual pairing, giving you private, crystal-clear sound in seconds. No digging through menus, no wasted time, just a seamless handoff that feels magical but is actually the result of years of Apple designing devices that all speak the same silent language. And once you experience it, there's no going back, because suddenly every other device feels fragmented, noisy, and old-fashioned. And then there's the visual and audio quality, which is not just about watching in HD, but about stepping into a cinematic experience from your living room where 4K HDR, Dolby Vision and Atmos sound transform a simple movie night into something that feels alive. With colors that look richer than reality, blacks so deep they pull you into the shadows, highlights that shine with precision, and audio that surrounds you from every angle, creating an immersive world where you forget you're sitting on your couch at all. And the strange part is, this isn't delivered by a massive home theater system with bulky speakers and complicated receivers. It's delivered by a box so small, it fits in the palm of your hand. And that realization that something this tiny can outperform entertainment systems that used to dominate entire walls of living rooms is where the magic truly sets in. But Apple TV is not only about the picture or the sound, it's about control too, and this is where the remote comes in. Because while it may appear minimal, its true power comes from Siri voice integration, a feature that takes away the frustration of endless scrolling, replacing it with something almost effortless. So instead of digging through menus for 20 minutes trying to decide what to watch, you can simply say, "Show me the best action thrillers," and within seconds, a curated selection is presented on screen, saving you time, saving you energy, and in today's fast-paced world, that convenience becomes priceless. Because every second counts, and Apple knows that. And then there's an unexpected twist that most people overlook: gaming. While very few initially think of Apple TV as a game console, the moment you connect a controller and step into Apple Arcade, the story changes completely. Because suddenly you're not just streaming video, you're playing immersive, console-quality games with smooth performance, zero lag, and graphics that surprise you for something running on a device this small. And this opens up an entirely new question. If Apple TV can already deliver this kind of gaming experience today, what could it become in the future as chips get faster and cloud gaming evolves? Could it quietly become Apple's secret weapon in the living room gaming battle? And if that thought isn't intriguing enough, consider the family factor, because Apple TV is not just yours. It adapts for everyone in the household with personalized profiles that switch automatically, tailoring recommendations for kids, teens, adults, and even guests without losing privacy and that subtle personalization. where your daughter sees cartoons in the morning, your partner sees dramas at night, and you see the thrillers you love, makes the device feel almost alive, as if it knows who's holding the remote. And that's the point. It transforms a basic streaming box into a household companion. And then comes the inevitable question: why would anyone choose Apple TV when there are cheaper sticks and boxes everywhere? And the answer lies in the difference between working and working flawlessly. Because yes, other devices stream content, but Apple TV elevates it, turning it from a functional process into an experience that feels premium, effortless, and future-proof. And this becomes clear after only a week of use. When you suddenly realize that every other platform feels clunky, slow, and outdated by comparison, and then you begin to understand Apple's design philosophy. It's not about adding more features. It's about making the features you need feel invisible, fast, and reliable. And one of the most surprising additions to this little box is Fitness Plus, a service that transforms your living room into a personal fitness studio, syncing workouts directly from your Apple Watch to the big screen, showing real-time heart rate, calorie burn, and progress while you're guided through yoga, strength training, HIIT, or meditation sessions led by professional trainers. And suddenly your TV is not just about relaxing, it becomes a tool for personal growth, pushing you to move, to sweat, to improve yourself day by day. And this dual identity, entertainment and fitness combined, adds a dimension to Apple TV that most competitors never even considered. But the true brilliance of Apple TV is not what it does on day one. It's how it evolves over time, because Apple continually updates it with new features, tighter integrations, and smarter software, ensuring that the same device you buy today will feel refreshed years down the line. And in a tech industry where most gadgets feel outdated within 12 months, that kind of longevity is rare, almost unheard of. And it turns what could be seen as an expensive gadget into a worthwhile investment, one that respects your time and your money by staying relevant, powerful, and reliable. And yes, the price is higher than cheaper sticks. And for some, that will always be a barrier, but perspective matters. Because if you're already part of Apple's ecosystem, the value of Apple TV multiplies it, ties everything together, elevates entertainment, and offers experiences that no budget device can replicate. And the premium begins to feel justified when you compare the long-term benefits. Because it's not just about paying for hardware, it's about paying for a lifestyle upgrade that continues to deliver. And after a few weeks of living with Apple TV, you stop noticing it as a device because it blends into your daily routines so naturally. But you notice the impact. Your living room feels smarter. Your shows load faster. Your movies sound sharper. Your workouts become engaging, and your family entertainment becomes personalized. And then when you use another system somewhere else, it feels painfully slow, cluttered, and outdated. And that's when it truly hits you. Apple TV has spoiled you. It has redefined what normal feels like. And that quiet transformation is Apple's greatest trick. It makes its technology disappear, leaving only the experience, the emotion, and the satisfaction of something that just works. And when friends visit and marvel at how smooth, clear, or powerful your setup feels, asking questions like, why does this TV look so much better? Or how is the sound so clean? You simply smile, point at the tiny Apple logo glowing softly on that small box, and realize that while Apple TV doesn't scream for attention, it doesn't need to, because once you've lived with it, you can't imagine going back. And that is its ultimate success, more than a streaming device, more than a game console, more than a fitness hub. Apple TV becomes a lifestyle companion that upgrades the way you relax, the way you move, and the way you connect. And in the end, it feels less like a piece of tech and more like a magician that never shows you the trick, but always leaves you feeling the wonder.